Hey man, what it is? This is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go to Cash App, $ Deem by any means. There go to PayPal at Deem by any means. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. It is much, much, much appreciated. Canelo Alvarez is the biggest coward in all of boxing. Canelo Alvarez is the biggest coward in all of boxing. I don't know if y'all heard the news, but Canelo Alvarez will be facing Eduardo Berlanga. I think that's his name. Berlanga. I forget. I hate saying his first name. Eduardo Berlanga. Trash. Absolute trash. And the WBC should be ashamed of themselves for trying to force David Benavidez out of the 168 rankings. If y'all haven't found out, the WBC is trying to make David Benavidez pick a weight division and not let him be a mandatory in both weight divisions. So David Benavidez has decided to stay at 175 and so he can get his title shot at the undisputed after Dimitri Bivol and Better Beef. Now all of a sudden they want to enforce things and enforce mandatories and all that when Benavidez could have already beat Canelo and then still got that same opportunity. The WBC is grimy, it's dirty, and it's corrupt because David Benavidez has been Canelo's Alvarez, the number one contender for at least 2 to 3 years in that weight division. But he's been this mandatory always since October when they said that they was going to mandate. Well, he was this mandatory before then, but then they said they was going to order it in October and never did it. Mauricio Suleiman said that. So now all of a sudden when David Benavidez tried to move up, now y'all want to start enforcing rules? Trying to enforce him being in because they can. This is not, they can have it either way. They could let him stay there and not do this, but then they are not going to do that. It's crazy to me, man, how we just sit up here and let Canelo Alvarez just get away with anything. And this, y'all say he's the face of boxing? This man been busted for PEDs and been ducking for 4 to 5 years, but he the face of boxing? His last 5 fights is absolute garbage. Jermell Charlo, John Ryder, Hami Mangia, Billy Saunders before that, and then now Berlanga. Canelo ain't gave us one fight that we actually wanted to see, that we actually want to see him fight. How Berlanga getting a chance at Canelo before David Morrell, who's actually a champion in that weight division? So Canelo don't got to fight nobody else. He could just sit up there and fight the number 5. Well, Edgar Berlanga was the number 1 man. I don't want to hear none of that, dog. He ain't asking for $200 million to fight Edgar Berlanga. He is not asking for $200 million to fight Berlanga, y'all. And we just sit up here and keep letting him do this and say that he the face of boxing. It's between him and Tank. It ain't no between him and nobody. It ain't between him and nobody. Y'all just keep sitting up there making excuses for the man. Y'all just keep sitting up here making excuses for the man every single year. His last 5 fights have been absolutely trash. Not nothing that we asked for. Not nothing that nobody wanted. And y'all gonna still pay for it. The Mexican fan base is literally getting behind the wrong Mexican. Why y'all ain't behind David Benavidez like that? Why David Benavidez only selling 50, 60, 70,000 pay-per-views? Why Williams the Payday ain't a pay-per-view star? But y'all behind Canelo. For what? He's not even giving y'all the fight y'all want. But you know what? I can't even tell the Mexican fan base what they want because probably all they want to do is just see Canelo fight. But the WBC is very dirty for that. Canelo, you the biggest duck in the sport. You have tarnished your legacy. I would never put you on my greatest anything ever, bro. I don't care. I don't care the heights that you reach. I don't care what you've done, bro. You have been a black eye in this sport. Canelo Alvarez is everything that is wrong with boxing to this date. He is everything that is wrong with boxing. Everything that's wrong with boxing. Canelo Alvarez need to be eradicated. If you can't even say you're a boxing fan and you sit up here and support this, you're not a boxing fan. You're not a boxing fan if you sit up there and know his last 5 fights ain't nothing you asked him to do. It's 2 other people in his weight division that we would rather see him fight that he's not even trying to fight. He's not even trying to go nowhere near them. Andre Ward came out of retirement. He won't fight Andre Ward. Absolutely won't. This man gets away with anything, and the WBC backs it by the dirty move that they're trying to do to David Benavidez. And we just sit here and let it happen in boxing. And then guys want to tell us this is as easy as sending contracts and all this, that, and the third, and being a champion and all this. The belts matter. The belts don't matter. The belts only matter when Mauricio Suleiman say it matters. You want to force a mandatory fight with Williams Zepeda and Shakur Stevenson all of a sudden. Where was the mandate? Where was that for David Benavidez? David Benavidez don't get his opportunity. It's the same sanctioning body, and David Benavidez has been there fighting under the WBC. And because he won't sit around and wait for Canelo for 3, 4, 5 years now, as soon as he try to go do something to better his career, y'all try to make him choose, but ain't making Canelo choose? He just get to do whatever he want to do. He didn't even fight his mandatory at William Skull. He fighting Berlanga. Canelo Alvarez is everything that's wrong with boxing. It's everything that's wrong with boxing. And anybody that's trying to take up for him, you need to get away from boxing too. Please, in a hurry. Y'all are the problem. I will not be supporting no Canelo fight. I don't care who on the undercard. I don't care that it's the PBC. I refuse to buy anything Canelo Alvarez, period, until he fights David Morrell, he fight David Benavidez, he fight Dimitri Bivol, he fight Beterbiev, he fight somebody we actually want to see him fight. Until that day, I ain't got no rap for the man. Trash. Canelo Alvarez is not asking for $200 million to fight Berlanga. I wonder why. But then sit up there and say that David Benavidez don't bring nothing to the table. Then why are you asking for $200 million? No, Berlanga don't bring nothing to the table. Y'all let this man pick and choose for the last 10 years of his career, man. At least the last 5 to 6 years of his career, he has gotten to do nothing. He give you one good fight every 5 years, and everybody be like, well, he did fight Triple G, so we had to beg him to do that. Remember, he didn't even want to do that. Y'all remember? He didn't even want to do that. He was backed into a corner then. The problem is he wasn't where he was now to do it as much then. I am ashamed of boxing. I am ashamed to say I'm a boxing fan, and Edward Berlanga out there acting like he really earned something. Bro, you an easy lick. You was the easy lick, bro. You ain't nothing special, bro, to be fighting. You ain't David Morrell. You ain't David Benavidez. It's at least 4 to 5 to 6 other people. Terrence Crawford, we would much rather see him fight than Edward Berlanga. It's at least 5 other people we would rather Canelo Alvarez fight than the people he been fighting. And then y'all know what y'all gonna say? In a year or two now, well, Canelo old, he getting old. He at the end of his career. He got 60-something fights. 70 fights. What y'all expect for the man? Built an excuse already. I already see it coming. Mauricio Suleiman is trash. He should be getting all of the smoke. Y'all played a dirty game with David Benavidez. I feel as though y'all really trying to sabotage David Benavidez's career, man. All in the sake of Canelo because y'all want that 3% of every time he do 500,000 pay-per-views, man. We know the play. All y'all boxing fans, though, stop talking about y'all want the best to fight the best, but y'all ain't out here in the uproar about Canelo. Stop talking to me, man. Stop talking to me about belts when David Benavidez and David Morrell been holding belts for forever and can't even get the fight that they deserve. Stop talking to me about belts and accomplishments and all of this, that, and the third. I don't want to hear it because y'all selective on who y'all actually want that to apply to. Canelo Alvarez get the duck for the last 4 years and nobody blink an eye. John Ryder. And then gave him the excuse, well, he fighting John Ryder because that's his mandatory. Mauricio Suleiman was supposed to order David Benavidez being Canelo mandatory, actually mandating the fight in October. He told us this at last summer, y'all. He told us this at the end of last summer that he was going to do it this October that passed and never did it. But that's y'all king. That's y'all guy. That's y'all man. That's the face of boxing. This between him and Tank. No, it's not, because Tank ain't been ducking for 5 years. Tank ain't pop dirty for PEDs. Tank ain't out here taking every single cherry pick that's available to him. Lomachenko left negotiations, not Tank. And y'all cowards out here trying to make excuses for Lomachenko, man. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing no more from y'all boxing fans. Wrap it up. I don't want to hear the word duck no more when it's okay for Vasil Lomachenko to duck Gervonta. And people all of a sudden, y'all understanding of why. Man, get out of here, dog. Don't lace them up then. If you ain't got to fight the best fighters in your division, stop boxing then. If you don't want to fight the best fighters in your division, stop boxing. I don't care how old you is. Then hang it up. If you too old, hang it up. Y'all are a disgrace, man. Y'all already know what this is, though, right? Beam by any means. And I'll holla at y'all.